One. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa ashadu la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, wa ashadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. I have my brother with me in Islam, Abu Hafsa. We are here at Dawah Dynamics.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It has been some time.
How you doing, Doc? It's been a while.
Alhamdulillah, man.
You
Just busy running around, looking after the family and,
Yeah.
not able to spit all the time, but we're here now. Alhamdulillah.
Good as gravy, dog. Good as gravy.
Alhamdulillah. I'm happy to see you, Sheikh.
Jazakallah khair.
I know you're busy and you have a busy schedule. I got a busy schedule, but every now and then we get a chance to come and spit something, and
Yeah, it's always fun, man.
hopefully, we can, inshallah, share something.
Inshallah.
I came across two ayat, and I'm sure you've heard these ayats before, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on them.
All right.
The first ayat, Allah Ta'ala, he went on to say, after I say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, وقال الله تعالى أتأمرون الناس بالبر وتنسون أنفسكم. And then Allah Ta'ala says in the other ayah, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لما تقولون ما لا تفعلون كبر مقتا عند الله أن تقولوا ما لا تفعلون. So when you hear those two ayahs, Sheikh, in light of dawah, in light of the tahdhir lid-du'at, the warning to those that are giving dawah, and this is مقاوماته وصفاته. This is the sifat of the da'iyya ilallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What can you mention about those ayats, brother?
Well, they're scary, first of all, because it talks about أتأمرون بالناس بالبر وتنسون المنكر وأنتم تتلون الكتاب. And you know. So it's not like the people that don't know. This one was addressing the children of Israel, but we could take a lesson from it, and that is that, if you're going to be calling to something, at least try your best to practice what you're calling to. Like, ain't nobody perfect, man. Like, honestly, no one's out here perfect. But at least if you do make a mistake and you do know that, then seek forgiveness from Allah for it. But don't be up there. Like, there's brothers who can literally beat their wives and get up and give the khutbah. Literally. Do that. Or you got a side chick that you're pretending is your wife and you're telling the brothers about marriage. Like, there's literally people that are out here doing this. And I ain't going to mention no names or nothing because it's not important. Allah knows who they are, and then that's it. And he says, "What inni kaydi mateen." So be very, subhanAllah, my wrath is strong. So understand that when you're up here and you are doing this message and you're putting it out there, and may Allah forgive us all for the mistakes that we make. But don't be like, there are good people who do bad things, and there are bad people who do good things. The difference is that the bad people who do good things, they're incessantly bad. They're bad more than they're good. They do bad things more than they're good. So you have brothers who are out here and they're just, chopping the sisters and talking a lot of foolishness, and they're up on the minbar telling the people to fear Allah. They're up on the minbar telling the people that they should be, righteous and be good and be this and be that. Meanwhile, they have secret wives, or meanwhile they have secret children that nobody don't know about, and they have a side chick somewhere, or they got all this stuff. They're taking money out the people's mouths, or whatever they're doing. So أتأمرون الناس بالبر وتنسون المنكر. Huh? No. وتنسون أنفسكم. You call the people to what's good, but you don't practice it yourself. وأنتم تتلون الكتاب. But yet you read the book.
That's right.
You know the book. You know what's up. You know that this stuff is wrong. So we're not talking about ignorant people here. أفلا تعقلون. Don't you have sense? So, as da'is, as us, even if you fall short, and you will, don't insist on it.
Yeah.
Don't be incessantly defiant when it comes to these things, because Allah knows everything you do. Allah knows everything you want to do, everything that you do, everything that you plan on doing, and everything that you didn't do. Allah knows all of that. So when you have that in your mind and you know that, yes, I make mistakes, may Allah forgive us for our mistakes, don't be incessant. Don't be willfully disobedient. And Allah in the other ayah kind of confirms it. Why do you say what you don't do? So you get up and say things, the same thing. All the women should be treasured and should be cherished, and the women, we should be honorable to them. Meanwhile, he got his wife fighting 20 rounds like Jack Johnson back in the day. He's up there throwing punches like Sugar Ray Leonard, on the sister. Or he got secret marriages, or he got a bunch of kids out of wedlock that don't nobody know about, or in wedlock that don't nobody know about, that he don't support. Like, you can't be up talking like that.
You got 20 or 30 kids.
You got 20 gang of kids.
Yeah.
And you don't know nothing, and you go marry a sister, and a week later, well, sister, we live kind of far away, and it's not working out. And blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, dog. Like, really, like, this is the kind of thing that we need to be careful of, because what people don't understand is that your every action has a consequence. Kama tudin tudan. So you're up there doing that, and it's someone's daughter. And if you got daughters, you need to fear Allah, because maybe somebody about to come and chop your daughter same way.
No doubt.
And may Allah protect all our daughters from any wolves like that. Any of these less than dogs.
Because there's another ayah that goes along in terms of dawah.
I'm getting mad about that kind of stuff, eh? Whoops.
Sound bomb.
Whoops. I didn't say the word. I didn't.
No, you're good. You're good.
We're not about to
So this ayah,
anyway.
this other ayah, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَنْ كُنْتَ فَضْلًا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَنْفَضَّ مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. So many people, based on this ayah here, we see a lot of people that are actually, people have complained that some of the people that are on the microphone are actually pushing them away from Islam because they're harsh and hard-hearted. And Allah Ta'ala here is advising the Rasul not to be like this. So can you comment on that and add anything?
Well, yeah, because this is the kind of thing, like, if you're up there and you're screaming and yelling at the people and you're harsh with them, people life already hard, you know? Their life already difficult, and it's pressure as it is.
Yeah.
So if you take hope away from them, then what's the sense in them being there? Like, we worship Allah between fear and hope.
Yeah.
Okay, we know that Allah is Shadidul Iqab and Al-Muntaqim and all these. We know that. He's the avenger. He's his punishment is severe, and we know that, and we should never forget that. But he's also Ghafur Rahim, and he's also merciful. We should show that mercy and embody that mercy, especially with the people who don't know no better.
That's right.
Because some people don't know nothing. They're learning about Islam really early, and they don't know nothing. So why are you going to be harsh with them and cuss them out and tell them off and all this other stuff?
The haqq is already hard enough to digest. You're gonna give them a hard time with bad manners and bad behavior and bad talk. Yeah.
I mean, you could coat the medicine without changing the medicine. You could put sugar on it without changing it.
Yeah.
You don't need to change the medicine. Just make it sweeter. That's why I love Shaykh like Farid Abdullah. I'm listening to the Shaykh and you know, إِنَّنِي أُحِبُّهُمْ فِي اللَّهِ اللَّهِ يَرْضَى عَلَيْهِ. Because I'm listening to him and he's palatable. I could listen to him all day because he doesn't scream and yell at me. I grew up getting yelled at, bro. I grew up, and I love my mom's, but she's the only person that can yell at me, bro. I don't like getting yelled at. I hate it. I really hate it, and it makes me mad. Like, I get physically angry when people yell at me. Like, if I'm sitting in the khutbah and the person is flaring up and yelling, and you got a microphone out. What do you need to scream for? And I get it. Sometimes you're passionate. I don't have a problem with that. That's different. That's not what I'm talking about. But from the khutbatul hajjah until the salat, you screaming until your voice breaks, dog. Like, I remember going to a khutbah in the city, out in the east end of the city. And the khatib, when he started, his voice was okay. When he finished the khutbah, his voice was gone. Because he's screaming like apoplexy. I can't even do it because I can't yell like that. He's screaming. He's like talking about death and punishment and grave punishment and this punishment. And it's like, wow. And I know that we need to hear about that. And I know that that's part of the khawf of Allah. But there's also fear. Raja.
No.
Give the people some of that too, you know. Give it to them. Temper the punishment with some hope.
No.
Otherwise they're gonna leave.
Yeah, the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. In light of that, many people, they don't realize that there is the akhlaq ma'Allah and the akhlaq ma'al-nas. You know, dealing with the people, there's a certain way that you have to behave, and then there's a behavior that you're supposed to have when just Allah Azza wa Jalla, He can see you. And you actually should be more fearful when Allah is the only one watching you, with sir wa alaniya, you know, in secret and out in the open. You know, we have to have a certain mannerism that we have. And unfortunately, this is something that, you know, in our days, it's not being promoted or taught. There's not too much education concerning the importance of having good akhlaq and all the sifat of those that are carrying the dawah. One of the first things is that they have to have great akhlaq and suluk.
It's important, man.
And mannerisms and etiquette. So if you want to comment on that a little bit, Sheikh, we could, you know, we have a couple minutes for that, inshallah.
Well, this is it. Like, people see your manners. And if they see you as a person, and again, no one's perfect. It's not about that. That we're all going to make mistakes, but the best of us are the ones who repent for their mistakes.
No.
If you're going to do that, and Islam, and it goes back to even dealing with the sisters, because they're the most vulnerable in our community, really.
No.
Especially the new Muslim sisters. If you're going to do that, if you're going to marry a second wife and all that, be proud of that. Do that. Be public about it. If I'm telling you now, in front of the people, if Abu Hafsa ever does that, you all gonna know about it. Cause why I gotta hide? You know,
No.
if it's halal, why I gotta hide?
No.
So it is what it is. So when it comes,
side chick on the way.
there'll be none of that. No, hey dog, I don't like it, cause I got daughters, man. I got 3 daughters, and I'm telling you now, that Allah is the only person that's gonna hide that person from me that hurts my daughters. So that means I should be vocal about other people's daughters getting hurt. So that comes to the akhlaq. Yeah, you're a famous person. Yeah, everybody knows you travel all over the place and do all this stuff. Then you have more of a reason to be afraid, because Allah gave you a platform.
Yeah.
When it comes to how you deal with the sisters, when it comes to how you deal with your kids, when it comes to how you deal with your parents, when it comes to how you deal, there's more pressure on the da'i than anybody else. Don't think it's just us flying all over the place and acting like stars on stage. That's definitely part of it, because that's part of what we do. But if you're not afraid when you're up there, you shouldn't be up there. If you're not afraid, I'm going to say it again, if you're not afraid to be up there, then you shouldn't be up there. Stay somewhere else, sit in the front row, get some popcorn, whatever it is, and watch the rest of us. Because if you're not physically, spiritually afraid of the platform, you should not be on the platform.
No. So here we have really the only person that you can actually really change is yourself.
Yep. It has to start there. It has to start.
We're all in need to purify our own souls. All human beings are sinful in some kind of way.
Yep.
So let's discuss here the idea of pain versus pleasure. For me, I don't like pain. And usually if there's some pain involved, I'm very worrisome. And
not a whole lot of people that do.
And more people are geared towards pleasures, the pleasures of the dunya. And that's what they do, their actions. They go and they get their money and they do what they can just to gratify their pleasures.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like, okay, the pleasures of this world, Allah gave us an outlet for that. We're allowed to take that. It just has to be done openly, publicly, like lawfully. You can get paid to do what you do. You can have a wife. You can do that. That's not what I'm telling. I'm saying, why do you have to be like ratchet about it? You know, why you gotta be ratchet about it? If you're doing something lawful, then it shouldn't be a problem. Right. What you mad about? Like, what are you hiding for? Like, just be open and take care of the sister. Allah said, "Mathna wa thulatha wa ruba'." That's Allah said that. Take care of them. Be kind to them, just to them, honest with them, upfront with them. Take care of them. It's not about just going from here to here. And I get, because it's been lately hearing a lot more about this foolishness, right? About that stuff. If you want to take money, for example, okay, you can get paid to do what you do. Just keep it halal and do it that way. You don't gotta steal money for what? What you stealing money for? Allah sees you, and it's your risk anyway. So it's like, like this whole thing of the pleasures of this world is not necessarily bad. It's just you gotta do it right.
Well, this is what I want to talk about
prefer the next one.
Is a da'i bain al-mad'un. The da'i, the one who's calling, and the people that get called to the dawah. All of us, to some extent, I mean, we hope to be du'at, but we listen to other mashaykh, and there's other calls. Like right now, I'm hanging out with you, but if I wasn't, I'd probably sit in front of NBA TV and I'd be watching the call of the basketball game,
Sure.
So we all have our little things. Some people it could be music, some people it could be clubs, some people it could be drugs, these other things, So can you mention something about that? The da'i, the one who actually is calling, and then the one who is actually getting called, and what they should be aware of. And
I think we're all getting called, like you said. My thing is professional wrestling. Your thing is basketball. I've been into MMA a little bit since the whole Habib phenomenon. I don't like MMA like that, but it's everybody has their thing, and it's just about not letting that thing consume you to the point where you're willing to do haram to get it, And we're all sinful. Everybody. No one is perfect. No one is a shining star. The last human being that was without sin is buried in Medina. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everybody else, is fair game in that regard. So, like, to have something that is a bad habit is one thing, but when your bad habit is harming people, right? Like, for example, let's say if my bad habit is professional wrestling, okay, and I like to watch it. If I'm watching professional wrestling 12 hours a day, and my bills are coming through, and I'm not taking care of my family, and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing,
then you're sinful.
Then I'm sinful. Yeah. Because I'm harming other people behind that. If I love the ladies, and my thing is ladies, and I'm out going city to city, and I got a bunch of kids and a bunch of people mad at me, then my bad, and not say ladies are a bad habit, then my abuse of that habit, there we go, is harmful to those people and to my soul.
That's right.
And to my kids and to the community, because people look at us. We're public on. People look at us and say, "Oh, look at those people. They're just a bunch of animals. They go around doing this and that and the third." And then your kids see that, and whether we like it or not, people put Islam and they take personalities in the deen. We shouldn't do that. We should know that Allah is who we worship, and not any celebrity speaker. You know, you might have your favorite speaker, and that's okay. But, you know, your favorite speaker is sinful.
Yep.
Whether you like it or not.
Yep.
He or she, in this case, because there's a lot of girls out there doing this now, he or she has mistakes. They have flaws. Some are huge and some are not.
That's right.
We ask Allah to forgive all of us. And just don't insist on things. Don't be incessantly disobedient to the point where your bad habit or your abuse of a good habit harms people. That's you know, subhanAllah, in yourself. You know, everything is in moderation. You don't watch basketball 15 hours a day. You got bills to pay. You got to go take care of your family. You got to take care of your wife, kids, you know, your parents, all that stuff. I can't watch NJPW Pro all the time. I got a wife to take care of.
No doubt.
I like NJPW, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I love it. It's great. But there's a time and a place for that.
Absolutely. So this is the last question I have for you, brother. Over the years of doing Dawah, what would you say is your biggest challenge that you deal with week in and week out?
That should be a video by itself. Biggest challenge. Gosh. Living up to what I say. Living up to what I say. You know, people, most of the time, when I'm on a membar or a stage or whatever, it's like you're up there and you're rebuking yourself. Because I have to live up to that. I'm the one that has to live up to that. I'm the one that has to be that guy. Abu Hafsa hears every one of Abu Hafsa's lectures. Right? Allah hears them too. So I just hope that they're proofs for me instead of against me, because I try real hard. And I don't know, I'm not perfect by any stretch of anyone's imagination. I hope I didn't hurt nobody, and I hope if I did that, they would forgive me. You know, I don't have a bunch of stray kids running around. Alhamdulillah. That's one thing I can say for myself. And I hope I never get that, because, you know, again, you gotta take care of people, you know?
No doubt.
So my biggest challenge isn't the organizations, it isn't the weird culture, and it isn't all that other stuff. Those are challenges. My biggest challenge is to ask myself every night, did you do what you said? Are you living up to it? Are you at least trying to live up to it, you know?
My biggest challenge would be knowing when to sit on the sidelines and knowing when to jump in the game.
Sure.
Knowing when to speak and knowing to be silent.
Yep.
Knowing when to just pick up my things and leave, because it's just like no matter what I say or I do, wherever, for instance, there's certain places that I go, the people are so brainwashed, or they're so much in a niche that even if you were to bring them the truth in front of their eyes, they would reject it, because they've been doing something for so long a certain way that cognitive dissonance has went right into their bones. So when you show them the truth, they don't want to hear it. So sometimes it's better for me not to even waste a breath and just pick up my stuff or sit in the corner of the masjid, read my book to myself, and know when it's time for me, okay, well, right now, mashallah, like last week I gave a lecture, so okay, I have the microphone for an hour and 20 minutes all to myself. Alhamdulillah, in a masjid in front of people. Mashallah, I put it on Facebook. We had a good response from that. So there's my time and my place. Whereas when I was young, I had this hirs, this sincere, fervent desire to try to get out there and give more dawah and be more active. But now I realize, you know what? I got to pace myself, man, because this is a long marathon, man. This is a long, long marathon. And there's times and places I got to spend time with my parents. I got to spend time with my kids. I got to spend time with my family. I got to spend time with you know, my brothers. So, you know, it ain't easy, Sheikh. So what do you think about that?
Sometimes when you go to places, it's like, okay, I was in Chicago. And I told you the story already. And I'll do this every now and then. I'll walk in with a tracksuit on. I had a strictly sunnah tracksuit on, and I had a fedora hat on my head, and I had some real shiny patent leather shoes. Because I'm in Chicago. That's Al Capone City, you know? Yeah, so I walked in, roll in like that. Patent leather, shiny shoes. You can see, my shoes are mirrors, dog. You can see your face in my shoes.
MashaAllah.
So I walk in, and the brothers are all, Aslamu? Aslamu? Is he Muslim? Is he Muslim? Like, asking that question. And I'm listening to them, and I ain't saying nothing, because they didn't ask me. Yeah. So I go in, and like, all of a sudden, I pray my 2 rakat, and then now they know that I'm Muslim at least. Yeah. So then I get up on the minbar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And now, all of a sudden, like, as if you turn on a light switch, people respect you.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can teach the people. It's just a matter of getting it in the right platform to do it. Like if you're just one of them and they look at you like one of them, then they won't take it from you. But if you get up on the minbar and you take the microphone, you could be dressed in the patent leather shoes and the tracksuit and the fedora, and they're going to listen to you.
Yeah, even me, like, until I started to, I'm still fighting with the Arabic language, but until I could get a better grasp of it, I would tell people stuff, ayat, hadith, rulings, whatever, and they look at me like, you're just a new Muslim. Until I could say it in Arabic and explain it, then some people, they would sit there and say, okay, this is a different deal. So it was patient. I had to be patient just dealing with that. I mean, even friends of mine, or so-called friends of mine, when I went to Egypt and I came back, up until then, none of my so-called friends have got in a car to come and support me at one of my lectures. And I'm not looking for that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we went to sacrifice to go learn something, to share something. Let's still work together like we were working before.
Yep.
It's supposed to be a team game, and one of the saddest things, Sheikh, is that I realized, man, is the principle that at-tariq qabla al-rafiq, that this path, we have to stay on it,
no matter what,
and it comes before our friends.
Yep.
So if
keep your arms and legs in the ride at all times.
So if the friends decide that they want to deviate and get off the path, we got to keep rolling.
Yeah.
So Sheikh, we got about 1 or 2 minutes left, inshallah, and we have to go up to the masjid and make salat. So if you have any further words, bidnillah ta'ala, tafaddal mashkuran.
No, I mean, just just try to stay. Like I just said, this is a roller coaster. You keep your arms and legs in the ride at all times. I mean, stay with La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. No matter where it takes you,
No.
Keep that. Stay there. Just stay there. Don't get up. Don't walk around. Don't leave. Definitely don't leave.
No.
But just keep your arms and legs in the ride at all times. Buckle your seatbelt and sit back and remember Allah. And hopefully you're on that one, inshallah, that'll get you to the Jannah. May Allah was all be like that.
It is a roller coaster. So we're here at Dawah Dynamics, but you're also working with somebody else, brother?
I am. IslamByTouch.com.
MashaAllah.
I've been promoting them all week, dog.
MashaAllah.
Every video of mine, anyway, right now has been sponsored by them. And IslamByTouch.com is sharing Braille Qur'ans in English with the blind community. That's been long overdue.
MashaAllah.
So, check them out. www.islambytouch.com. And also, Dawah Dynamics is coming out. MuslimYouthMedia@gmail.com.
Cop the new hits right here.
Yeah, you got the toque. Y'all we went together. Y'all got hoodies and toques and stuff. Is it or not hoodies?
We're rolling on a level that nobody wants to get with. It's all right. We're futuristic thinking. Brothers, we're out, man. We got to go over and make salat. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.